Man, you want to know something really interesting? I've seen people that have gone through absolute hell and back, and yet at the end of the day, they still got a smile on their face, and they're still making the most of their lives the best that they could. And then I've also seen people that have everything handed to them, that all their problems, other people are fixing for them. You know, all the things that they need, other people are handing to them. And their lives, like they get so blessed on a day-to-day basis, right? And a lot of people would even call them lucky, and however you want to look at it, right? Some of these people just have nothing to complain about. Yet some of these people that are in this kind of situation also complain about everything in their lives. They always find something wrong. They always find something to complain or whine about. And they absolutely don't even do their best to actually, like, they make the worst of their lives. So you know what this has gone to really show? What this has gone to really show is that it doesn't matter how difficult things are for you. It doesn't matter how dark the valley you're walking through is. It doesn't matter how crazy life gets or how strong the storm may be. It's up to you to decide what you're gonna do with it. It's up to you to decide, you know what? Yeah, I'm going through hell. But am I gonna smile and make the most of this? Or am I gonna let this thing destroy me and ruin my life? It's up to you to decide, you know what, things are going great, man. Am I gonna actually thank God for it? Am I gonna actually, thank you, God, thank you for all this, I appreciate it? Or am I just gonna find stuff to complain about? Because at the end of the day, of course, we all have our hard times and our struggles, and we all have our things that we need to vent about. We all have our times where we get down in the dumps or angry or frustrated or anxious. Hey, look, we're human. We're gonna do that stuff, man. We're gonna go through that stuff. I'd be lying to you if I told you that I'm always smiling and I'm always happy. Like, I try my best to be, but man, there's been a lot of times where life's gotten the best of me, man, and I've vented about it, and I've gotten frustrated, angry, anxious, pissed off, sometimes even down in the dumps when I just have no idea what the heck to do and I feel like a complete failure. Like, hey man, life's gonna get us, man. Nothing's gonna hit as hard as life, as Rocky says. But it's not about the darkness that you're going through. It's not about how much hard times you've gone through. It's about, what are you gonna do about it? Are you gonna sit here and just be like, yeah, you know what? My life's over, my life sucks, hate everything, and then walk away? Or are you gonna say, you know what? Yeah, I'm going through absolute hell, but you know what? I'm gonna do my best to smile. I'm gonna do my best just to keep walking, keep moving forward. And I'm gonna make the most of this darn thing, because you know what? At the end of the day, one day I'm gonna be on my deathbed. And if I don't make the most of this life, I'm gonna look back and regret it so hard, knowing that there's no going back. Like, once you're on your deathbed, man, that's it. There's no going back. But there's no redos. There's no, I'm sorry, God, please just bless me with one more chance. Dude, when you're gone, man. That's it. So it's how do you want to look back at this life? Do you want to look back, just looking back at complaining about everything, even though you're actually really blessed? Because I'll tell you what, man, is that even though I don't have a whole lot, I'm not rich. I don't got a lot of cool things. Heck, I don't even got a 100% reliable car. My car's in the dang shop right now. But you know what? I still have a lot more than I deserve. I still have a lot more than I deserve. I really do. And yet God continues to find ways to bless me. And it's not just through throwing some money in my bank account. It's through His grace, His mercy. It's through love. It's through experiences. It's through life lessons that has grown me into the man I am today. Because I used to be a weak little boy. I used to be a little man-child. And I used to hate myself. I used to have zero self-confidence. I used to have major anxiety. I used to just I used to be so lost and stuck in life that I never thought I was going to go anywhere. And it's like, so it's not always about, how much, it's not about how much you have, bro. It's really not. I mean, heck, we all have more than we deserve. I'm just going to be real. We all have more than we deserve, right? Even if you don't have that much. I've seen poor people that are always just so happy and just like so loving and caring. Heck, so some of the happiest people I know are poor, or at least like having financial troubles. Now, it doesn't mean to put yourself in a bad financial situation. I mean, that's not where I'm going with this. And I've seen some rich people that just never have enough, that have been so consumed by greed. No matter how much they get, they never have enough. They're always angry. They don't show love to anyone. All they care about is money, right? And this is not all rich people. Just like, being happy or grateful about life is not all poor people. But what I am saying is that there's exceptions to every rule. And it doesn't matter if you're rich or poor. It doesn't matter how much you have or don't have. It doesn't matter how dark the valley you're walking through is, or, how bright the sunshine is today. What matters is what you decide to do about all of that. That's what matters. If there's anything I've learned in this life, man, it's what I decide to do about all of it. Am I gonna let all this stuff get the best of me and ruin my life? Or am I gonna walk through with the best attitude I can? And sure, yeah, in the midst of like that darkest valley, of course I'm gonna be like either down or anxious or stressed or stuff. I'm gonna probably vent to people, whatever, I'm gonna be pissed off. I'm gonna want some time alone just so I can like clear my head. I'm not saying to go around just like all bubbly all the time. That's not what I'm saying, and that's practically, most likely impossible. I mean, even when, Jesus was getting beaten and thrown on a cross, he wasn't just like, hey guys, what's up? Like all bubbly, I mean, yeah, we're all gonna have our anxious times. We're all gonna have our times where we're pissed off. We're all gonna have the times where we just want to vent to people or be alone or just clear our head, whatever, man. Nothing wrong with that stuff. But I'm talking about the overall picture. The overall picture is, are you gonna let these things ruin your life? Are you gonna always find something to complain about and be ticked off about? Or are you gonna try to find every reason possible to be grateful, even during the midst of that darkest valley? Because sometimes I've gone through darkest valleys and I've like put aside my own like emotions for a minute and I just thank God. I'm like, hey, you know what, God? I can't believe I'm saying this, but hey, thank you for this, because you know what? I don't know what the heck this is or what I'm gonna do about it, but what I do know is that you're gonna get me through it just like every other time. And sure enough, he has. Sure enough, he has, right? Think about all the dark, nasty times you've gone through. Think about all that hard stuff. You've always gotten through it, right? Gonna get through it again. We always do. We're humans, we're men, we survive, And I saw this quote that says, and it was actually cool. It was like a picture of like this soldier in the background, or maybe no. It was a picture of a knight, like a knight, right, wearing like the iron armor with like the sword in his hand, like walking through fire. And the quote was like, the quote was like, I'll survive. I don't know how, but somehow I always do. And it was like the picture of the knight. I'm like, dude, that was perfect. I'll survive. I don't know how, but somehow I always do. Like, it's true, man. It's true. Hey, we're gonna get through it. That's the bottom line. And so we just gotta keep our heads held high the best that we can. And even when we're feeling those like kind of darker emotions, there's still healthy ways to deal with them. Like what I've been doing is anytime I'm feeling extra like ticked off or pissed off or angry, I'll go on hardcore runs, man. I'll go on some nice hardcore runs. I'll do a workout, and sure enough, boom, it burns off a lot of that steam. It really does. It doesn't cure whatever problem's going on, but it burns off enough steam to where I could actually think clearly and move forward without letting anger take control and me taking it out on other people. So it's like there's healthy ways to deal with the dark emotions, thoughts, all that stuff that we're going through. And I've also been looking more at the thoughts that I have, because I notice a lot of the thoughts that I have are fairly intrusive, like worst case scenario thoughts, and it's just my anxiety speaking. But yet I used to always just listen to it and believe it and then be stressed out. But what I've decided to do instead is just like take a look at every thought that I have and remind myself that, dude, anxiety doesn't tell the final story. It really doesn't. It just tells the what if worst case scenario, which most of the time thankfully doesn't happen, because our worst case scenarios are like, when we feel anxiety, right, it tends to just dramatize everything, right? It turns from like, oh, I hear some wind and some rain outside to there's an EF5 tornado coming at my house right now. That's what anxiety will do. So it's like anxiety can't really, the thoughts that anxiety causes or your intense emotions, they can't really be trusted because they're all emotional. They're not the final truth. right? The final truth is God's word, right? The final truth is what actually is going to end up happening, not what your anxiety or emotions tell you is going to happen. So I've just been taking captive every thought, the best that I can. Sometimes I'll still let it get to me. Sometimes I'll still be dramatic about it and let it get the best of me, and I'll look back and be like, oh, what the heck, man. But again, it's just about doing better to be better every day. It's about the overall picture, not being perfect, and that's just it, man. It's up to us to decide. Are we gonna walk through hell and make the most of our lives even when we're walking through hell? Or are we gonna enjoy the great times that we do go through and thank God for them? Or are we gonna walk through hell and just be like, oh, this is it, my life sucks, this is the end of everything, I hate my life? And are we gonna have these great times and just still find stuff to complain about? You know, at the end of the day, like, it's up to us to decide what we're gonna do with this life and how we live it. But, you know, it's not up to us to decide exactly, you know, the things that happen every day that's out of our control. Of course, like, we control our own path, stuff like that, but there's also stuff that happens that's out of our control too. We can't decide that, but what we can decide to do is make the most of it. We can decide to make the most of it. We can decide how we're gonna handle these situations. Are we gonna handle them like, you know, immature little man children and just go around and say, oh yeah, my life sucks and I hate my life, and just, you know, throw God aside and start, you know, taking our anger out on everyone and just acting like a boy throwing a temper tantrum? Or are we gonna handle it like men and just keep moving forward even when we don't feel happy or we don't feel satisfied or everything's going wrong? Are we gonna keep moving forward and just doing our best to make the most of everything that comes our way, and especially the good times too? You know, because again, there's people I've seen that have great times in life and yet still find stuff to complain about, and they don't make the most of it, and they just always find something to complain and whine about. You know, so even the good times too, it's like, make the most of it, man. That's how am I gonna live? Like a little man child or like a man? And I can tell you what, from personal experience, living and acting like a little man child never turns out good. But living and acting like a man, even when it's like extra freaking hard, it always turns out for the best. You know? Deciding to make the most of life, no matter how hard it is. And it's not about being perfect, it's just about the overall picture. You know, doing as best as you can, right? Walking forward with a good attitude, the best that you can. Keep moving forward even when, you know, you don't have arms or your arms are broken. Just deciding that, you know, yeah, I'm angry, I'm ticked off, I'm stressed, I'm anxious, I'm gonna vent to people about it because, heck, this is a really hard time in my life, but I'm also not gonna let it ruin my whole life. I'm not gonna let it, you know, I'm not gonna let it change who I am, right? That's the bottom line. We just gotta decide what we're gonna do about all of it. So, that being said, hey, let's just move forward and make the most of this life, man, because God's been gracious enough to bless us with it. You know, let's make the most of it. And yeah, even on the hardest days and the hardest times too, let's just do our best to make the most of it, because at the end of the day, we'll regret not doing that. And at the end of the day, God gave us these lives and he never had to. He's gracious enough to do so. So, hey, let's show him some gratitude, right? Anyway, this being said, I'm gonna get to a little workout here. I'm just gonna do I'm gonna be doing some push-ups this morning. Still don't have a car, so gym is kind of a difficult situation at this point. And I'm also working a nice long shift today, along with going out of town. Nice little road trip and with my family after. So yeah, it's just gonna be this has been a heck of a week, I'll tell you. It's really been a heck of a week. Just every day, just get up from like sunrise all the way to like, you know, like moving all day long, man. Moving all day long until past sunset, until bedtime. Like, the second I wake up to the second I go to bed. So I'm just trying to find any little time in between to do any kind of workout that I can, even if it's just a few sets of push-ups. And I would do pull-ups, but hey, check this out real quick. Right here from the storm that happened on Monday. I don't know if lightning struck this or what, but I mean, this used to be my pull-up tree. This was like the side that my pull-ups were on. I mean, not like, 'cause I had a couple of pull-up trees, but this is one of like my main ones. So And in the morning, I have to walk to work too, just because like my whole car situation. And so yeah, I mean, I'm not able to go like really anywhere far at the current moment. But yeah, like this is my pull-up tree. So pull-ups are not going to be an option this morning. So I'm just going to do a few sets of push-ups, get heading on to work. And if I have little time during the day, I'll do some more. But yeah, for this entire week, it's just been like go, go, go. And, you know, calling back and forth between car play. It's just been a heck of a busy week, bro. But hey, did my best to make the most of it. And again, even if I'm only able to get in just like a little workout, like a couple of the other days besides yesterday, I was able to get in like a nice full one, but a couple of days before that and stuff, only a little one. But you know what? A little is better than nothing. Just doing what you can. That's the bottom line. Doing what I can with the time that I got. You know, the very little time that I got. So yeah, let's get to this. Whew. An epic thought, and so I'm gonna fulfill it. Yes. Oh, dang. Gotta be careful there. Whew. There we go. Nice. Hey, I was not able to find a good spot to put my phone down for a physique check. I also don't have like my phone stand or tripod or anything, so that's not gonna help anyway. But anyway, yeah, I had to get running. I gotta run to work, well, walk, run per se. But yeah, I mean, good little push-ups workout. I can't complain. So I'm glad I was able to get in something today too. I got up a little bit extra early just to do this. So I mean, yeah, just you know, if for some reason on, you know, certain workout days you don't have time, which for me doesn't happen often, but of course at like the beginning, right at the beginning of like this whole 1,000 days thing, of course, you know, it just has to happen at that perfect timing. But whatever, I still have 988 days to make up. So you know what? At least I was able to get in something. That's what counts. And if you ever have days like that where it's just like go, busy, at least try to get in like a few sets of push-ups or squats or pull-ups, whatever it may be. If you don't got time to do your workout, or push your workout to one of your off days, if possible, and just, I guess, make that day your rest day. Sometimes life just goes unplanned, man. It's just how it goes. You know, you can either decide to roll with the flow of it, right? Go with the flow of life. Because if you try to, actually, this is something my dad's always taught me, but this is more about like my future, but it can also apply to those like off days, or, you know, days that are just unexpected. But, you know, go with the flow of life. Don't try to go against the current. Never works out. Go with the flow of it, and just swim with the current, man. Don't stop swimming, you know, but at the same time, swim with the flow of the current. If you try to go against it, it's going to end up sweeping you back down anyway, and you're just wasting a lot of your own time, and just trying to, and a lot of your own energy, trying to go against something that's not like the natural way for you, right? You know, because everyone's life is different. Every day is different. Sometimes unexpected things happen, and it's just like, you know, sometimes your life doesn't go the way that you plan, and instead of getting all angry and frustrated about it, or, I mean, yeah, of course you can, I mean, we all do, but I guess I should say, instead of sitting there with your anger and frustration for days on end, hoping that the current will change back around, because more than likely it may not. Sometimes, I mean, you just got to go with the flow of it, man. You got to go with the flow of the current. That's the bottom line. I mean, at the end of the day, God's plans prevail, you know, as his word says. So sometimes your plans may not align with God's plans. Sometimes sometimes your plan for the day, you know, may get ruined by life. But at the end of the day, hey, you know, God's got his plans to fulfill, regardless if you like it or not. So instead of going against it all, wasting your own time and energy, just trying to swim upstream and not getting anywhere, how about just go with the current, man. Go with the flow, go with the current. And wherever it takes you, hey, just be blessed, bro. Or thank God, because you're blessed. Either way, even if it's not your exact plans or everything that you wanted. So what? That's just how life goes, man. You can either accept it and keep swimming with the current, moving forward and being grateful for all that you do have, or you can sit there and complain the rest of your life about how things didn't go the exact way that you planned. Sometimes your days, your weeks, your years, your entire life just may not go as planned. That's all right. It's good to have a plan, but if things have to change along the way, just go with the flow, man. Go with the flow. That's the bottom line. So, yeah, because I'll tell you what, man, I've had some rough days in my past. This week has just been a fairly, rough overall week, and this week definitely did not go as planned. But you know what? I'm still just going with the flow, man. And I'm still thanking God, as hard as it may be sometimes. And ironically, I feel so much better and happier, even though, of course, I don't feel my greatest, okay. But I feel much happier, much better, much more at peace. Just thanking God for it all and swimming with the current instead of doing what my younger self would have done and used to do, and that's swim against the current and be mad and ticked off and pissed off and say his entire week was just destroyed and now his month is going to be destroyed, all because things did not go as planned. I feel so much better, happier, and at peace, right? That's just how you got to roll, man. That's just how you got to roll with life. Go with the flow. Go with the flow of the current, even if it's not the exact direction that you planned for or wanted. All right, it's fine. But at the end of the day, you're still blessed. You know, we're still blessed. We still have a lot more. We still have gotten a lot more than we deserve. So, if anything, I'm just going to thank God and swim with the current. And it'll work out. It always has. It always will. So, yeah. Anyway, that is my little fitness / life speech right there. Anyway, this being said, I'm close to arriving at work, so I'll see you a little bit later for a little faith talk. So I'll see you then. Joshua 1:9, have I not commanded you? Be strong and courageous, for I will be with you wherever I go, says the Lord. And Psalm 23:4, even if you walk through the darkest valley, I will be with you. Fear no evil. I didn't get the words exactly right, but the bottom line is that, instead of a little Bible reading tonight, I will be able to use my car very, very soon here. So get ready for those kind of sit down ones. Or I was honestly thinking about doing the readings outside, or even just like a verse of the day and, while I'm on a little, evening walk. But I still want to finish up the other couple gospels too. Anyway, yeah, bottom line is that, no matter what happens, man, what the heck? No matter how dark of a valley you walk through, no matter where you go, what happens, just be strong and courageous, fear no evil, and just do the best that you can to do these things, and remember that God will be with you wherever you go, no matter what. So even if you're afraid, you never have a reason to actually fear per se. And even if you're walking through the darkest valley, God's the brightest light out there who can shine up the darkest valley too. Doesn't mean it's not going to be hard, but what it does mean is that even if it is hard, God's going to help you through it, right? Because he's always with us. That's how good he is. So you know what? We just got to remember that and move forward, letting God be our light and our guidance. And again, keeping our heads held high, keeping the best attitude that we can, and just moving forward. Because sometimes we got to go through those darkest valleys in order to, see the sunshine at the end, and overall become stronger, better versions of ourselves. A lot of us men are built through the tough times, man. So even though the tough times suck and they're hard, and you just want the good times to be here, don't forget that the tough times are indeed a blessing, because they're the thing that build us the most. I swear, I feel like I got gnats in my face, man. But yeah, I feel like they're going up my nose, like in my ear and stuff. Anyway, bottom line, stick with God, keep your head held high, keep moving forward, and just do the best you can. God will be with us wherever we go. That being said, that's it for today. So let's go become the great men that God made us to be. We were born to be, and I'll see you tomorrow to continue, becoming better for 1,000 days. All right, peace.